some issues that have such moral clarity that we have as a society decided that the other side is not acceptable. Imagine saying that it's okay to appoint a judge who's racist or anti-Semitic or homophobic. Asking someone to appoint someone who takes away basic human rights of any group of people in America. I think that I don't think those are political issues anymore.
This is scary. That is a Democratic presidential candidate, Kirsten Gillibrand, and she's speaking about pro-life issues. No. That's out. That's out. Because you're taking away someone's rights under the right of a woman to kill the baby in the womb. You're taking away those rights. First, listen to what she says. There's no debate. We're done. We're past that as a society. Or really. So however many Americans, 150, however many millions, tens of millions of Americans are pro-life. No, we're past that. However many say the life of the baby in the womb is precious and important. No, we're past that as a society. What? Notice she also refers to racist, anti-Semitic, and homophobic, meaning that she's equating saying that I'm going to discriminate against you because of your race. I'm going to discriminate against you and lie about you because you're a Jew. And I don't believe that two men coming together is actually marriage. That now gets all grouped together in her world. But do you want to know how radical she is? Do you want to know how extreme her views are? Do you want to know where the Democratic Party continues to go as it goes towards a pro-death culture? Listen to what she says to further clarify her views.
We believe in this country in the separation of church and state, and I respect the rights of every American to hold their religious beliefs true to themselves. But our country and our Constitution has always demanded that we have a separation of church and state. And all these efforts by President Trump and other ultra-radical conservative judges and justices to impose their faith on Americans is contrary to our Constitution, and that's what this is. And so I believe that for all of these issues, they are not issues that there is a fair other side. There is no moral equivalency when you come to racism. And I do not believe there's a moral equivalency when it comes to changing laws that deny women reproductive freedom.
Oh, okay. So number one, an overt comparison between racists and those who cherish the life of the baby in the womb. Those who say, what about the right of the child in the womb? And remember, the radical laws being passed in different states in America right now allow for abortion right up until the moment of birth. Right up until the moment of birth. In other words, a baby that is totally viable outside the womb. A mother, a doctor can decide there's too much emotional pain and trauma. She has the baby and kill the baby then rather than deliver the baby and give it up for adoption. There's no moral equivalent. You cannot even think of this morally anymore. She's got the thing completely turned upside down and equates racists with those that say the life of the baby is precious. Unreal. Secondly, when she says, you can't have these church beliefs. Okay, do we recognize who it is that fought against slavery in America? Do we recognize that the anti-segregation movement, where did these things begin? They began in the church, okay? The movement to get rid of segregation, this was a church-based movement. The movement to get rid of slavery, this was church-based, and people had biblical values, and they carried those biblical values over. Separation of church and state means that the state cannot impose a religion on the whole nation, and you will have the Church of America. And separation of church and state means that the state cannot use its might against the church, but it doesn't mean that the church can't have positive influence, positive impact. And in point of fact, you've got liberals running for president, and based on their liberal Christianity or their liberal Judaism in the courts, they have certain viewpoints and worldviews. They've always meshed together. What you cannot do is take your religious view and impose that on everyone. But you can say, my religion informs me that all life is precious. My religion informs me that racism is wrong. My religion informs me that slavery is immoral. My religion informs me that we should care for the least of these, beginning with the child in the womb. And therefore, I'm going to advocate for those views because I believe they're right and moral. What she's saying is leave any thought of God, religion, faith out and just be a totally secular nation. That's not constitutional. That's not America. And that doesn't work anyway, because people are always going to bring in their worldviews, their ideologies, their religious beliefs. And then in our democratic republic, we then advocate for those views and present them and argue for them. And you cannot get up and rule in the Supreme Court and say, based on the Bible, I'm making this ruling. But you can be informed by the Bible, as our founding fathers were, and as they quoted from it frequently. You can be informed by the Bible and say, I believe this is the best viewpoint. Here's why. And then we advocate for it. Wow. If you are a pro-lifer, whatever your background, atheist or a committed Christian, you have been equated with a racist by someone running to be the president of the United States. Wake up, America.